Yesterday, while I was demoing my new Gamma Spera dryer on a client, it died. So I'm going to temporarily halt my recommendation on this dryer until I get to the bottom of it. But, it was working fine all up until we were putting on one of the nozzles. And then when she turned it on, it came off. So it wasn't put on right. But when I went to go put it on again and turn it on, this is what happened. So I just saw a series of lights, and as I turn it on, that's all I get. And I hear something going on in here. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little, almost like a spark gap that's happening inside there. And the instructions say, and the research that I did online said to unplug it, leave it unplugged for at least 10 minutes, and then plug it back in and try to turn it on. And ordinarily, it should reset itself. But after doing more research on these, what I'm finding out is because these units are so tiny, and this goes with all of the new super lightweight dryers. From what I've found out, they have like really intricate computer circuitry that goes on in there, and that basically what it is, it's like a fail-safe system that detects any kind of changes in electrical current or overheating, and it's very, very tight tolerances. So if it goes too much in one way or the other, it's programmed to automatically shut the unit down. And so that's probably what's going on here. Either that, or it's blown something in here that that I don't know what it could be, but there's something in this thing that's not letting it come on. So it's either blown, or the computer circuitry is saying that we need to keep this shut down, because otherwise it's going to harm the unit. So as exciting as this thing is, and with everything that it had going for it, I can't really recommend it right now. And what makes it even tougher is that with our policy, and that if you order it and you open it up, whether you like it or not, you cannot return it. And so I've actually had a couple clients that bought it, and they totally forgot they had pre-ordered it, because we did these pre-orders way back in November, and they were supposed to have come in a lot sooner than they did. And who knows what the delays were for. Maybe it was they were having trouble with these, and we just didn't know the true story behind it all. But they kept saying it was customs, and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe it was, but this little tiny unit, which I think I did this on another video, that it's the size of a light bulb. Almost. There's the light bulb. So it's really, really, really tiny. So that's what this is all about. And I hate the fact that I cannot recommend it, because we've done so well with these Gamma dryers. If you need a dryer and you're looking for more of a traditional type dryer, I highly recommend the Gamma IQ3. That's been doing pretty well. We've had fewer and fewer problems with any kind of defects. So I can't remember the last time I had one. The biggest problem we've had with those is just basically the nozzles. They start to wear out if you keep pulling them on and off for a lot, especially during a regular work week with hairdressers. So that's been the major problem with that. Otherwise, the Uniq dryer, which was the 4-in-1 tool that had the dryer attachment, had the hot air brush, and then the air wrap tool, sort of like the Shark, except people like this one better because it was lighter in weight. Seemed like it wrapped the hair better. It was easy to use, and I can tell you honestly, for all of the ones that I've sold, I only had one that came back defective. It just died on my client. So, these things happen with these new type dryers. So, the problem is most hairdressers now are so spoiled with these. And I'm talking about, the Gammas, all the other brands that are like the Gammas. There's another Gamma company that's not the same Gamma. They sell them, and there's so many little knockoffs. The problem is they're all using very similar technology, and they're just very delicate. You have to make sure that you keep the filters clean. And this one has like an easily removable back, and then this is the filter. So you just take this piece off right here, and it's sort of like a coffee filter type filter. And at first, it said also check this, but I haven't had it but just a few days. So for it to go out on me this soon is not good. So one of the things that I do not like about this is a little tricky to take off and put on. At first, I didn't know how to get it off, but then I read the instructions. If you see, there's like 2 arrows on this thing that are where you need to push. You push in on them to pull it off, and then you also have to push on, push in to put it on. So it's going to click. You hear that? So it clicked on, and that's the tricky part. So if it doesn't go on right, then this is not going to go on right as well. So if you notice, it went right on, and there's no gaps. If you see a gap anywhere around here, usually up here, that means you didn't put the filter on properly. So you got to make sure that's on. But what was cool about this is that it's just so small. And the other question that a lot of hairdressers had, a couple of my clients were saying, I don't know if I can get used to holding it like this, because most of them are used to holding a handle, and you got the barrel here. And then a lot of times when they're drying hair, they can use the barrel to kind of section the hair and wrap it around. And, just their technique and their way of drying hair, they didn't understand how they were going to do it with this. So this is like the key concentrator nozzle that most people would use. And see, it does have a nice click, but it's hard to get on there. And also it's harder to get off. What I really missed is, I forget which model it was. It's either the original Gamma 1 or the Gamma 2. It had magnetic attachments, but apparently there was a problem with patents or something, and they could no longer make the ones with the magnetic attachments. So that's the problem. The magnetic attachments are nice because you can easily turn the nozzle and all of that. So you can't really do that with this. And then I don't know if you can see, but anywhere where you see like a shiny, the shininess here, that's the cool touch. So anywhere where it's matte, it's going to be super, super hot, and you don't want to touch that. So, they would use this to dry the hair, and they would have a brush, and then they would just do this number here. But, a lot of, quite a few people were mentioning that they don't know if they can get used to this ball. And to them, it just felt kind of awkward. So that's probably another one of the things that they didn't think about. It's a cool concept, but who designed this? Was it somebody that just thought up a great idea and didn't really think through and understand the needs of a real hairdresser? So if a hairdresser designed it that way, then that's one thing. But to just design something and then try to make it work because you came up with this cool new concept. And what makes this different and unique in itself is that because of how small this is and the way the engineering is, the internal mechanism actually causes or creates a lot of pressure in here. So the pressure and the heat at only 1600 watts actually creates more drying effect with this type of setup than a normal dryer does. And so just a few people that have actually tried this dryer were telling me that it dried very, very quickly and made the hair shiny, and also it defrizzed the hair. So it doesn't cause a lot of frizz, and so if you're looking for volume, the anti-frizz properties of this will actually work against you when you're trying to create more volume with your dryer. So that's another downside. But it had all the major attachments. And see, I'm trying to get this off. That is hard to get off. That's not good for most hairdressers because a lot of hairdressers won't be able to do that. The size is the big thing. And then also, I will tell you, this was a little touchy. I was demonstrating the ability for the, let's see if it does anything here. It's still making that noise. But anyway, what is supposed to happen is this is your smart stand. So when you pick it up, it's supposed to turn on. And then when you put it back, it's supposed to turn off. Well, I was noticing that it was being very touchy when I would put it on here. I can't remember if I had it. Maybe this is the right way. Oh, it's flashing different. See that? Let's see if it is. The smart feature is working, but the dryer is not because I heard it click. I don't know if you can hear that. So it's turning it on, and usually when it flashes like that, that means that's in the standby mode. So it's definitely dead. But for the price point that you pay for this, you would think as a stylist or a consumer, you expect more out of a product. And the one thing that we do as a company is we do offer 1 year against manufacturer defects warranty. So basically, if a stylist bought this and it died like this, we would come out, check it out, see if it's a user error. If not, we just replace it. And so that's the good thing. The bad thing I don't like about it is if I sell somebody one of these sight unseen, because I can't always be there and show this dryer off to every stylist out there. And it's just not it's not time efficient or efficient for me because I can only be so many places at once. And somebody needs a dryer, they need it now. They don't need to wait for me to come show them. So if they get it and they haven't tried it out and they don't like it, once they open the box, we can't return it. So that's the downside. That's the biggest downside to this whole thing right now. So anyway, like I said, I'm not trying to tell people this is not a good unit. Maybe I'm one of the few people that have had a defective unit, but it's not a good sign when I've only had this a few days and it's already died on me. And worst off, it died on me while I was demonstrating this to one of my clients that really wanted to see it. And she's been a customer of Gamma. She didn't really need a dryer, but everybody always wants the latest, greatest product. And then, oddly enough, one of the hairdressers in another studio next door to her, she had just received her brand new Gamma Spera that she had pre-ordered and totally forgot about it. And she held it up and said, "Hey, look what came." And she said, "Hey, I don't want to open it until I try it first. So can I try your demo?" And at first I was just praying because when it didn't work there, I was hoping that by the time all that time had passed since I had unplugged it, I was hoping that when I plugged it in, it would work. Well, embarrassingly enough, when I plugged it in, it was just like that, dead as a doornail. And so needless to say, she wanted to return hers because she didn't want to take the risk of getting it and then not liking, she was more worried about how it was going to feel for her. So that was her biggest issue. So, the whole selling feature of this was to be ergonomically better for the hairdresser so that, with all the drying that they do, they're always like their arms are raised, their wrists are being used a lot, their arms is supposed to be, so tiny and light that it totally eliminates all those health issues. But now it's not working like it should. So I can't recommend it. But I do recommend the previous dryer and also the Uniq. The Uniq has been great, and I wouldn't buy that for the dryer function. That is like a nice to have in addition to the air wrap. The air wrap feature is the primary reason to buy that. Otherwise, if you want a workhorse dryer, I would get the Gamma 3. But just know, if you're rough on dryers, don't buy them. You've just got to get the old school, very durable dryers that use the older technology. Any of the newer, smaller, lightweight dryers are going to have that sensitive technology. As a matter of fact, I was one of my salons I was in last week. She was all proud about her Dyson dryer, the new L-shaped one, which I think is an awesome looking dryer. People that own those, they love them. Unfortunately, they're very expensive. They're like more than double the price of one of these. But for a hairdresser, I believe that if it's going to make your life so much easier and better, and give you the ability to dry when you're in pain anyways, I think that is probably worth the investment. But she was telling me that she just had this brand new Dyson dryer and her lights were flashing. And I looked at the filter and everything. I checked it out. We unplugged it. We plugged it back in, tried a different outlet. Same lights flashing, dead as a doornail like that one. So it's not just this brand. I think it's, any of these complicated new technology dryers are going to have similar problems, especially if the electrical system in the salons are not really ideal. And so they're very, very touchy, and I noticed when I turned mine on in here, like when I made that live video, I noticed that my lights here were flickering. And that was probably because of the motor, but it was definitely drawing some power, causing some problems. And who knows what that could have been doing to the dryer itself. But anyway, this went on long enough. I want to end this and just let you know, I just have to retract my recommendation that I posted initially. And if something changes, I get an update on a solution, I'll let you know. But for now, no, I cannot recommend this dryer. If you're one of my 2 other people that have bought this dryer, have no worries. I mean, if I say that in all honesty, we've got you covered for at least a year for manufacturer defects. So you may not have any problems, but if you do, I can take care of it. But I definitely don't want to sell it to anybody else. So if you're somebody that really wanted one of these, I would prefer not to sell it to you, because I don't need any more problems in my life than, and having to worry about all these dryers. So until they can fix the problem, I'm not going to sell them. All right. So I appreciate you watching. And if you got questions, please put them in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider doing that. It helps me with my algorithm. And just please share it with anybody you think might value this video. All right. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.